Hey, good morning.
And good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's Sunday. You know what time it is. ATW All Things Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Tony Twist, and I am joined today by Kenny from the Call Up Podcast. Or
What is going on, everybody?
Papa Bear.
What's going on, everybody?
Shit, man. It's every week just seems like there's some crazy news happening.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of wrestling news this whole entire week. Big stuff this weekend. So we're here to talk about it.
So the big news story of the week, obviously WWE had Elimination Chamber yesterday in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which I did not watch, but we'll get into that. The big news is Cody Rhodes, and if anybody cares, Brandy Rhodes leaving AEW.
Yeah, that's the I woke up. What was it? Tuesday? Was it Tuesday? So Tuesday morning, I got up after taking a nap from working, and got a whole bunch of notifications saying like Cody is gone from AEW. I mean, that's kind of shocking to me, being that he was one of those people who helped start AEW along with the Young Bucks and like Kenny and stuff like that. So to see him leave and just to hear like the overall reaction from like AEW fans, like the diehard fans, like I'm an AEW fan, but I'm a wrestling fan in general. And then you have those diehard AEW fans, like they don't want to watch anything else but AEW. And I just love hearing these people got into fights on message boards, like, keyboard warriors, you know how they are. But but I just found it funny, and I found it very interesting to see where does Cody end up? What happens moving forward with AEW as we'll touch a little bit based on that as far as like what I've been seeing so far. But what did you think when you got the news on this?
Well, at first I was like, oh wow, it's shocking. But in the wrestling business, I mean, you never say never. I wouldn't say he's a guy that I would be like, yeah, he's never going to go back to WWE, because I think there's some guys you can say that on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'll ever see Chris Jericho back in WWE.
No, I think we'll see Chris Jericho back.
Really?
Yeah. Let me tell you something about Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is to the point in his career, like he's done it all.
Yeah.
He's held multiple championships in different companies. He's considered a legend in professional wrestling all around, besides New Japan, WWE, and AEW. Incredible musician, with Fozzy. I think at this point, if you give him a good number, he's gonna do it. Case in point, look what he did with Fandango. There was all he did was put over Fandango as best as he could, and they paid him like if he was doing a WrestleMania match.
Right.
So, like I said, money talks. If you're gonna give him a good amount of money, I guarantee you he's gonna come back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's just a guy I don't see coming back to WWE, but I guess, they probably do want to eventually put him in the Hall of Fame there. So maybe somewhere around that timeline. But, I was reading all kinds of crazy news that Cody Rhodes and Jericho were going to be going back to WWE together. Seeing that the Cody Rhodes leaving is a work. I mean, there's so much information out there. You don't know what's what.
Right.
Was it Omega? Kenny Omega said, I heard he was on a flight to Saudi Arabia. People just stirring the pot just to see about Cody Rhodes and where he's going to end up.
I mean,
and then people are saying, well, maybe he's just going to retire.
Right. I don't think he's going to retire. I think he still has that bug in him to wrestle. It's the same way like what Taker said, that there was something in him that wouldn't let him stop, pursuing whatever dream he was chasing. And Taker is another topic we'll get into. But come on, the man has done it all, and he still continued to wrestle. Cody is still in his prime of wrestling. I think there's different stages to the wrestling business, and right now Cody is at the top of his game. He's smart. He's business wise, he knows what he has on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he's not signed to anybody. He's not. There's rumors of him going to WWE. There's nothing concrete. Until I see Nick Khan talk about Cody coming to Mania or the Raw after Mania or whatever KCB or Sean Rossap stating that he has on good authority that Cody is already signed to WWE. There's still time for the diehards of AEW to see Cody Rhodes end up at the next pay-per-view. Come March, Tony could still say, you know what? I've seen all the news online because Tony Khan. Tony Khan is always online on Twitter trolling somebody. That he can re-sign Cody. He can probably give him the money that he wants.
Is he worth it though?
Me personally, yes. I think Cody Rhodes is definitely worth the money. Look at the last couple of months of Cody's reign of trying to play off the babyface heel character. People were throwing back, like he was giving weight belts to people in the audience and they were throwing it back. You can't get that much heat than that from fans unless you're really trying hard, like say MJF does. Even CM Punk's Summer Punk leading into the new year now is starting to become lackluster, where I'm just like, all right, you're gonna come in, you're gonna cut a promo, you're gonna hug the people, and all. Like I'm tired of that. Like when he had the feud with MJF, it started to get good, and then towards the middle, it just got really shitty, and it was like, all right, I don't want to hear this no more. I'm kind of done with it. But with Cody, every city he went to, they booed this man. Right. It was like a religion. It was like if they were singing Chris Jericho's theme music. Like everybody started to hate Cody. And then the minute he even when he tried to cut that promo of him being a free agent and all that other stuff, they still booed him. They told him to leave. And then the minute he left, they was like, oh my God, wait a minute. We need you back. We don't have nobody to boo right now.
Well, you see what the Young Bucks said? They're like, "Oh, thank God he left" or something like that. They posted some shit.
The Young Bucks the Young Bucks are like the class clowns in the classroom. Yeah, they're just gonna egg you on, but deep down inside, they're like, "Shit, like we need to do something," because Omega is not working right now. They're not really working right now either. They're doing backstage segments, so now you have to rely on the talent that you have of AEW. You have to rely on Ruby Soho, MJF, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks. The list goes on. And how many times can we see Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley cut a promo together about starting a team or starting a stable of people? We're going to end up starting a whole new team after we just got rid of Inner Circle.
Right. So are you excited for AEW Revolution or not really?
I'm excited to see what Wardlow, Keith Lee, and Powerhouse Hobbs is going to do, especially this being a ladder match. And these guys, and all three guys are like, they're just really big guys. Like, who are you adding to the mix to this to see, like, now you have to, I think you got to add maybe like two more people to this. It's like,
yeah, but you know what? I think what I'm just really irritated with AEW's product. How do you have Keith Lee debut and then the following week he's not on the show? I understand he went on his honeymoon or some shit, but it's like, it's just bad planning to me personally. I don't know how you have that big of a debut and then the following week he's just cutting like a video promo. Like, I don't know.
I think that's smart.
Really?
I think it is. Like, you don't want to keep giving the people all right, it's like CM Punk. He came when he debuted in Chicago, right? Okay. Right. It was great. I would say maybe like the first 2 weeks of him coming out all the time. All right, he's gonna do Dynamite. He's gonna open up Dynamite because he's debuting. or
Right.
he's coming back to wrestling. The next time he talked again, you know. But then it was like every week it was like cut and paste, start segment, CM Punk, do a match, promo, match, promo, match, end the show. Like, give us a little bit of a wait. Yes, now we got Keith Lee back. That's great. I don't want to see him on TV next week. Hold him back a little bit. Bring him back again maybe next week and say, okay, Keith Lee's in action or whatever. Because now everybody in every city is going to expect the same thing. Oh, Keith Lee's going to wrestle tonight. I can't wait to see that. And if he doesn't show, it's like, oh, man, like, what happened? You know?
Right.
Oh, he might be on Rampage. Oh, man, no Rampage. But then the following week comes, oh, shit, now Keith Lee's back. Great. And the AEW roster right now is so flooded. They got over 120 wrestlers in the back right now, and on the roster itself,
just hanging out,
just chilling.
Look at
Sheeta. Look what the reports she did her personally herself. And this is not somebody speculating that this is what she said. This is what she's tweeting out on Twitter. Like, my time in AEW is very difficult. Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one thing that I remember about being AEW was sitting in catering, talking about wrestling. That sounds like you're in WWE, but you don't hear any AEW fans saying, oh, this is not right. They're not using her correctly. Right. They need to do something with her. But I guarantee you, if Sheeta was in WWE, they'd be like, they're not using her correctly. They need to let her go so she can come to AEW and show out. Like, you know,
yeah.
So
I totally get that. I think, I don't know. And then Tony Khan's like, oh, we got big things coming, big things coming, big things. It's like, man, people. Why do we got to keep having big things coming? Just do big things with what you got, right?
Exactly. It's you're becoming way too much. It's like trying to pack people into a freaking small car and say, oh, we got space. No, you don't. Take the rest of these people home.
Right.
You know, and for people who live in New York, you know, like for me, I felt like it's almost like the bus system here in New York. Like when I lived in the Bronx, there's this thing. Anybody who lived in the Bronx area will know of the 6 bus. You get on that bus, though. I don't know what is it with these bus drivers that they literally will pack 1 million people in there. Say, oh, there's room.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to fit 3 more people? Yeah, that's fine. I'm like, no, bro, like, go take me home. Like, I want to go home. Like, this sounds like a disaster right now, and it's just gonna get worse. Yeah. Like, Cody's gone, Brandy's gone.
I mean, Brandy. I was not a big fan of Brandy Rhodes.
I don't think a lot of fans were, but a lot of talent in AEW really loved Brandy. You know, they all came out and said that they helped her. She's been helping them out in a major way. So even if fans didn't like Brandy for whatever, you know, for their reasons, you know, like her influence backstage and her pull as far as like whatever power she had as brand ambassador or whatever, you know, title she held at the time, you know, helped other AEW talent, you know, which is something that I think you definitely need, especially with a lot of the talent that's in AEW now, where a lot of them have, you know, said that like, their mental health is something that's really important to them.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, there would be a presence that was being missed by that. Mm-hmm. I really don't know what to think about this. You know, you just read so many different stories. I didn't really see Cody Rhodes going back to WWE though. I don't know what they would do with him there. I don't know where he would fit in. I mean, is he like, okay, so when he left, he was kind of like a mid-card guy, goes to AEW, you know, comes world champ. Is he really world championship material?
I think so. I think if you give him the right storyline and you have somebody with him that's going to say like, okay, this is what you need to do in order to get over with this particular crowd, you know, it's going to work. In AEW, you sit there and think about Cody and you're like, oh, maybe he's not championship materials because he was sitting there writing his own promos and not letting anybody see it.
Right.
If somebody like Vince McMahon is just like, yeah, I'm gonna let you write a promo, but I need to see this first. Like, let's tweak this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna let you talk, but at the same time, like, let's spice it up a little bit, And Tony wasn't doing that in AEW with a lot of these guys. It was just like, okay, well, go out there, hit these bullet points, and that's it. And with Cody, he was just letting Cody do whatever the hell he wanted to do. It was like, okay, you don't want to fight for the title anymore, then yeah, say whatever you want. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to cut a long promo about America and your biracial daughter and all this other nonsense? Yeah, go out there and do it. It's okay.
Yeah, I try to picture it in my head, like Cody Rhodes. Can I see him going up against Roman Reigns? Brock Lesnar. Like, is it believable that he can beat one of these guys?
Right. Brock only. I feel like Brock is only there to help Roman grow for the time being. I think after Mania, we're not going to see Brock for the rest of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Brock is going to be done after that. I think it's just like he's going to fight Roman at Mania. He's going to lose the belt. They're going to unify the titles, and then that'll be it. And then Brock is just going to be gone until Brock is needed again.
See, I disagree. I think Lesnar's going over at Mania.
I don't think so.
I think we need a friendly wager.
Okay. I mean, listen, I'm with it.
Let's do it.
I think that right now they're trying to build Roman to be this megastar. He is still he's more of a household name right now when it comes to casual fans. So I don't see them taking this title away from Roman. Even with the whole swerve that they did with Paul Heyman going back to Roman Reigns, it was just like, okay, like you guys are still heavily invested in Roman.
Mm-hmm. I personally think, and then we'll go back to the whole AEW thing. I think Lesnar is going over, and the reason why is because I think that they told him they were going to be giving him a lot of money to come back, and I think they were going to be making him, obviously the star storyline of WWE right now is Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and it has been for a while.
Right.
They built Roman up to be this unstoppable force. Can't lose. But I think you're starting to see some chinks in the armor because, like, Roman and Seth Rollins, I think Seth Rollins had him beat. And then, Roman, he wins, but doesn't win. He basically loses by disqualification, not letting no go to hold. So he's doing things that he hasn't done before, right? So I think going into Mania, now you're going to have this buildup between Lesnar and Roman for Mania. And I don't know, man. I just kind of see the tide swinging the other way. I think I see Lesnar going over, and I think you're going to see Reigns go away for a while.
If you let Reigns go away for a while, he's not going to come back.
Really?
Okay? He's not. Hollywood is waiting for Roman Reigns to say, I want to take a break from wrestling and I want to pursue acting even more. The Rock is waiting for his cousin to just say this. I'm not even calling him The Rock anymore. Dwayne Johnson himself has made sure that Roman Reigns is going to be ready for Hollywood. He has set him up with acting coaches that have been helping Dwayne in multiple movies. Roman is already a part of $7 Productions as far as like management company is concerned. So if Roman Reigns was to leave WWE, he's going to go to Hollywood. He's going to be in movies. He's going to be in more movies than he was already with Hobbs and Shaw. And he did another, I think it was like Wrong Name or something like that. He did like a Netflix movie where Roman was in, he'll be in more stuff. Like you'll start seeing him and like John Cena freaking go back to back with each other as far as like movie roles is concerned, because like Roman Reigns has that Hollywood face now. He
But
fixed his teeth.
but think about it though. It kind of makes sense because say he loses at Mania, he does go off to Hollywood. Maybe he's got already something in the works. Next year's Mania is in LA in Hollywood. It could be perfect. He goes away after this Mania. You don't see him again until the Rumble. He wins the Rumble. He goes on to WrestleMania in Hollywood. Like, think about that, though. You know what I mean? There could be some long-term storylines there. Not to say that Lesnar's going to hold on to the belt for another year, but now with Roman kind of out of the picture, they can have guys throwing guys at Lesnar and going, you know, now it's going to be a unified belt. He's going to go back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. Really how they should be doing this shit all along. I hate the brand separation. They need to have, you know, the two belts, unify the belt. Maybe they come up with a new belt. Now, you know, the you know, the whatever the hell, just WWE championship belt. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, think about it. They could be building up to something for next year's Mania because all you keep hearing about is like, oh, they're going to have The Rock and this and that. Like, nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see The Rock in the ring, personally. I think Roman going away for like almost a year, coming back next year. I mean, how big of a pop would he get coming into the Rumble next year, winning the Rumble and then going on to Mania?
Not as big. I don't think so. No.
I don't know.
It's just gonna, because you think about it, if he leaves now, comes back in January or early February, depending on how they book the Royal Rumble, it's more like, you know, what's the purpose of him winning the Royal Rumble for? If you're just gonna have a match with The Rock at Mania 39, like, doesn't make sense. You know, you wanna sit there and say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna build this guy to be the greatest freaking champion known to man. You know, he's a tribal chief. He's the head of the table. He's gonna continue to cut these amazing promos of how he's the best, and then out comes his cousin and says, like, hey, I'm the original head of the table here. Like you hear these people cheer for me, not for you.
Right.
The reason why they cheer for you is because of me. And then you have this big Hollywood match, you know, that they're looking for.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think we're gonna have to come up with a little friendly wager. I see Roman losing at Mania. I see Lesnar winning. Personally, I'd rather see both belts on Lesnar than both belts on Reigns.
What's your wager?
$50. Let's do $50.
I could do that.
You heard that, folks. Right here. Tony Twist.
So you gotta check it out. Check it out.
Papa Bear.
So it's 50, and you have to wear a Roman Reigns shirt right after.
Fuck. Well, that means I gotta buy one.
Yep.
Shit. Well,
I'll get a Brock Lesnar shirt.
You got a Lesnar shirt?
I said I'll buy one.
I got a Lesnar shirt.
I don't.
Yeah, I got an old one from it was like, I don't know, Eat, Sleep, Suplex, Repeat or some shit. It was from
I have no Lesnar merch at all.
Man,
probably a wrestling figure.
I used to go to WWE shows all the time in Detroit when I lived in Detroit, and then down in Phoenix. Like, I feel like I haven't been to a wrestling show in 1,000 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you say you wanted to talk a little bit more about Cody. I don't think there's anything else to say about Cody at this point.
What's your prediction? What's he doing? Where do you think he's gonna end up?
I think he's gonna. All right, there's two possible ways you can spin this. What is it? Revolution is before Mania.
Yeah,
right?
It's March 9th, I believe.
No, it's March 5th.
Oh, okay. So we're a couple weeks away.
Yeah. I say if we don't see Cody at Revolution being the mystery opponent, being the mystery guy in the ladder match, right? Then we see him the Raw after Mania. I don't see him being at Mania. as much as everybody wants to.
Yeah, because really, what's the point of him showing
yeah.
up? He adds really nothing to.
And the way WWE has been doing now with their marketing, you have to bring in Cody Rhodes before WrestleMania to get people to come to WrestleMania to see this match of Cody Rhodes. You don't want to just throw him out there and you only have 45,000 people in attendance.
Right. No, I totally get that. I mean, that makes sense.
They're not selling out Dallas.
Oh,
not
no?
Not night 1 or night 2. No, I don't. As much as I guarantee you, Michael Cole's gonna say we're at a sold out capacity. We just did breaking number. That number is gonna be fabricated.
It's Dallas, though, man. I mean,
right now,
a big wrestling town.
Okay, so right now they're only sold. Last time I read was 43,000 tickets
for day 1 or for day 2 or for both.
I think this is just in a whole. Like they haven't even hit 50 yet.
And what does that stadium hold? Like 80,000?
I believe so.
I think the days of them doing these ginormous football stadiums might be over.
It's just becoming too much now.
Yeah.
You know, you have before it used to be your top 4 pay-per-views. Royal Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Now you have Money in the Bank being put in a stadium to making it feel like WrestleMania, and then you're starting to lose that lackluster. It's just like, oh, okay, well, you know, if I don't make it to Mania, I can always just go to Money in the Bank. This is probably going to give me that same feel there too. They're probably going to use the same staging from Mania for Money in the Bank, which I don't even know why they're even making Money in the Bank this big. Money in the Bank needs to just completely fold as a pay-per-view and go back to just being a match on Mania.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not happy about the 2-day rest. I don't want to watch fucking 2 days of WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania in a whole, that whole entire week is just going to be flooded with stuff where it's more of it feels like the holidays, you know, when the holidays come and you have to buy gifts for like all your, you know, for the kids and the family and stuff like that. And all of a sudden you get a Secret Santa and now you got to buy a Secret Santa gift. And all of a sudden your buddy comes in and it's like, oh man, I thought about you, bought you a gift. Now you got to go out and buy another gift and stuff like that. Like
get your neighbor a gift.
Yeah, exactly. That's how WrestleMania feels. Now WrestleMania feels like you're spending all this money and at the end you're like, damn, man, like I spent all this money and what did I really get out of this? Because like look at Mania in a whole besides WWE, right? You have GCW, who has a show in Dallas. You have ROH that has a show in Dallas.
Are they going to have it?
Yes.
Okay.
You have the Joey Janela's show in Dallas. I think Effie is doing the big gay brunch that he always does in Dallas for WrestleCon.
Okay.
Right. So that's another show that's gonna happen. Then you have WrestleCon itself, and then you have Access. Then you have Hall of Fame. Then you have now that they're thinking about NXT 2.0 doing a show that week. You have SmackDown, and then you have the 2 nights of Mania. That's 11 events that people are going to go broke. And at the end of it all, you're going to say to yourself, what did I get out of this besides having a somewhat good time? Because there's going to be some hiccups in your travels. Shit, there was hiccups when I went to Mania here and it was in New York and I live here.
When was that?
35. This is a couple of years ago.
I saw WrestleMania 20 in New York.
Nice.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel old.
So imagine. I don't know. It's just it's a lot to take in. So
Mania, in my opinion, they need to go back to 1 day and they need to make it in a smaller arena. I think you would just make it that much better. Right. If it was in a 20,000, 25,000, seat stadium, then they would sell it out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But then it'll be too cluttered. Like you're not gonna get the money that they're looking for. Like I understand money, like from a business perspective, like you want to get these big stadiums out there and you want to, you want to sell them out and get as much people in there as possible. But with the card that you're having right now, I don't really see that happening. I don't know if you want to go over this card right now. I mean, that we have to. Let's do Elimination Chamber, and then we can go into the Mania card because it's kind of like they kind of already tied together as far as like the pay-per-view is concerned. I know you say you saw the highlights. I got to watch it yesterday.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. From according to the Wrestling Republic, the whole entire event was pretty lackluster. There was no matches that were like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
No.
There was no oh my God matches. Becky Lynch and Lita match was, I saw some highlights of it. Didn't look that impressive. No. They started off the pay-per-view. We can quickly run through it. Goldberg and Roman Reigns kicked it off. The Saudis love Goldberg.
So before we get into that, so one mistake that they had, and I think a lot of people, unless you saw the kickoff show, was that they moved the match to the kickoff show. Like I didn't even know that because I had left the TV on.
Yeah.
And saw that all of a sudden I heard the bell ring and it was Rey Mysterio versus The Miz.
Yeah.
Was on the kickoff show, which to me, I'm just like, why would you put this match on the kickoff show? Like, I thought
they had been building it up so much. Yep. You think it was just time constraint? They were like, shit,
No, the time constraint match was the Usos versus the Viking Raiders. Like
that should have been on the kickoff show.
That should have been on the kickoff show.
Because who gives two shits about that match?
But I don't know. It was something that I was just like, why are we watching Ray and The Miz on the kickoff show? Like,
right.
But you said Lesnar and you said Roman and Goldberg, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they kicked off the show. The Saudis love Goldberg, so obviously Goldberg had to go out, with Roman. And then Roman came out first. So I don't know. Do you ever catch this? Like typically, I think they've been changing this more lately, but whoever comes out first usually ends up losing. So when Roman came out first, I was just like, Roman came out first. Okay. And then Goldberg came out.
Right.
The match.
Goldberg,
no, go ahead. No, you go.
Yeah. I mean, Goldberg is really big out there. That was the only reason why he was booked for this pay-per-view was because the Saudi prince of, Saudi Arabia loves Goldberg. These people love like the old school guys.
Yeah.
I knew going in that Goldberg was not winning this title at all.
I had no thoughts that.
Yeah, he was. But I
didn't think the match was going to end the way it ended. He got choked out.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it wasn't that way. Like I said yesterday, I wish that they would have. He would have hit him with the spear, hit him with the Superman punch, and then ended that way.
Yeah.
Instead of choking him up. But hey, you know what? Goldberg's, at that age now where he doesn't care. He's just like Brock, where he's just like, hey, you give me the money and I'm gonna do whatever it is that you tell me to do. You want me to get choked out and lose? That's not a problem. It's Saudi Arabia. It's not the States. It's cool.
Well, it was Goldberg's last match on his contract. Is that it? Or is this the end of Goldberg?
For now. They're gonna bring Goldberg back again.
Do we want to see Goldberg again?
No.
Yeah, I agree. I'm done. I'm done with Goldberg. I just saw all the on the internet, on Instagram, like Goldberg's a free agent. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, I saw that.
We don't want to see Goldberg in AEW, so just shut up now, because I don't see that ever happening. I don't see Tony Khan throwing a bunch of money at Goldberg, and he would basically bring nothing to the table in AEW.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, that was what kicked the night off, and it wasn't a great match, which I was a little surprised because the last match with Goldberg was against Bobby Lashley, and that was actually a pretty damn good match.
Yeah, and because
wasn't that Goldberg's last match?
No. The match before this one, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. And Goldberg actually put on a hell of him and Bobby put on a hell of a match.
But that was to put over Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, but I was saying people have said Goldberg hasn't really put on any good matches recently. I was like, well, that's not true because the Lashley match I thought was really good.
Right.
In my opinion, I thought it was good. So, anyways, let's go to the matches in order, but
so then
Bianca and Doudrop.
Yeah. So then we had the women's elimination chamber match, which was Alexa Bliss, Doudrop, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan,
Nikki ASH,
and Nikki ASH. So this match, I mean, I thought it was really good. There was a lot of cool, moments, especially with Bianca and Rhea Ripley, like showing off like their power skills, and then they had like that big slap moment in like the middle of the, the match. I was glad to see that Bianca Belair actually won the match, but the breakouts for me, I felt like the breakout star of this match was Doudrop. I think she had a lot of good spots in this match that just showcased what she can do, with multiple women in the ring with different styles, and I'm telling you, if it's not going to be at Mania, but I can see it maybe SummerSlam or another pay-per-view where we're going to end up seeing Doudrop become women's champion.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But if anybody deserves to go back to Mania, it's Bianca Belair.
I mean, yeah, everybody's still pulling for Bianca. I was pulling for Bianca yesterday, throughout the match and stuff like that. And she definitely does deserve that WrestleMania moment. Yeah. Again, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that at WrestleMania now, where we get that rematch between her and Becky Lynch. People have
been clamoring for that. I know. I want to see it.
But to be honest with you, I don't think this is going to be a one-on-one match.
Really? They're
going to throw somebody else in there. They're going to throw somebody else in the mix to this.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we already saw Bianca and Becky. Mm-hmm. As much as Becky tries to be the best heel that she can, heel Becky cutting a promo versus babyface Bianca cutting a promo is not going to do it for me at all to build me up for a hype to see this match. It has to involve somebody else. I think with the way these people do, the way they're doing so many surprises, you're either going to see Bayley come back for Mania, or you're going to end up seeing Asuka come back for Mania. Just to help hype this matchup even more. It's going to be a triple threat match again at Mania for the Raw Women's title, just like it was when Becky held the title the last time.
All right, so you don't think they're going to leave that a one-on-one match?
No.
Quickly jumping over to Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. What do you think of the build-up on this?
I think the build-up sucks. I think that Ronda Rousey came back way too soon. She just had a baby 4 months ago. She still looks like she's winded a lot of the time in the ring. If you saw the match yesterday, at the end of that match, she looked like she wanted to just pass out right there in the middle of the ring with with Naomi. And it's just like, man, how much money did they pay you to say to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna come back after 4 months of having a kid. Seriously, come on now.
And to put her in the ring with Charlotte, I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, Charlotte Flair is the best woman wrestler in the world. In my opinion, I think nobody does it better than Charlotte. She's athletic. She's the perfect heel. Everything about Charlotte, from top to bottom, I think she's the best. And to put Ronda in there, Charlotte's really going to have to pick up the slack to make Ronda look good.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be doing no moonsaults at
No.
Mania.
No. She
Like
shouldn't be.
I would not, because she loves to do that outside moonsault.
Yeah.
Like Ronda's not ready to like
Take that.
take that bump. I can see it going completely wrong. She's either gonna miss and Charlotte's gonna hit her freaking tailbone on the ground like she did the last time, or Ronda's gonna get hurt. She's gonna break her arm. She's gonna break her hand all over again.
Yeah. All right. Well, we covered that match. So let's jump into the rest of Elimination Chamber. Becky Lynch and Lita. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. I caught a few minutes of it on the highlights, saw the ending. The way she beat Lita with the pretty lackluster, the manhandle slam or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, she really beat her with that? I was like, shit. Was Lita like, I'm done? Let's end this match.
Let's give credit to credit's due. I love Lita. I think she's a phenomenal person. I've met her twice. Very nice person to talk to. She's trained really hard for this comeback match. You see her every single year at the Royal Rumble. It sucks that this is the last time we're going to see Lita. I don't think we're going to see Lita after this in another WWE ring wrestling right now. And it just sucks that like her farewell match, it had to be in Saudi Arabia. I would have wished maybe it would have been at WrestleMania, because she's only had one WrestleMania match her whole entire career, you know? And it's just like, she probably could have had a little bit more training. She tried to do a chokehold, which ended up like going on top of the forehead, and she had to like, but there were botches all around that match. Even with Becky, you know, like falling too early for a move and setting herself up to, you know, to like the rope moves. I mean, not for nothing. Maybe some people would just be like, "What I'm freaking crazy," but I will actually run this match back again. Maybe let's get it at Raw.
But you can't though, because she beat her clean. I mean, you really can't run this match back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There has to be some type of way.
I agree with you.
Right.
I know you're saying you don't want to see Lita go out like this, but I don't think they need room for it to, you know, to be run back.
Right.
I don't think. But you know, you never know. I mean, they might, you know, they could throw. You're talking about a triple threat match, you know, Bianca and maybe Becky. Maybe they throw Lita into that mix at WrestleMania. I mean, who knows? Right. You never know.
I mean, they can do that as they could do that too.
You're saying, you know, Lita could get a WrestleMania moment. There you go, right there.
Yeah, I mean, she can. You know, she can, you know, do the job for Bianca, and that would actually like save Becky as far as like getting the pin. But everybody wants to think about it is that even if you put it as a triple threat match and say Bianca wins and she pins somebody else, they're still gonna say, well, you didn't beat Becky. Right, you just took the title away from her. She took the title away from you in like 26 seconds or whatever that count was.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with WWE. Sometimes they throw a curveball at you. So let's see. What would the next match be? Would that just be the men's elimination chamber match?
Yes.
Is that what's left?
No. It was I'm trying to remember this. Yeah, it was that, because they had the Viking Raiders versus the Usos. So that, I mean, that got cut. That got cut. Yeah, I mean, we still got to talk about it. I mean, that got cut short because of timing. Somebody went over their time. Drew McIntyre versus Matt Moss.
That should have been a kickoff show match.
No,
so did you see?
That was actually good.
Matt get thrown on his fucking head.
And then they kept playing it over and over again, which sucked. That he could have seriously got hurt.
He broke his neck.
Yeah, and I think, and if you look at it and you look at the replay, like when you went slowly doing the replay, right? He tucked his head in and took that fall. That's why he landed like that. Like his head should have been this way, and it started this way. So it's like you're supposed to be this, but you started off like this, and then you went like this to this. I'm like, come on, man. Like, but listen, I give it to Matt Cat Moss. I give it to Happy Corbin. I think they did a really great job as far as like playing the heels in this match. And this is gonna set up another WrestleMania match now. Now we're gonna get Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin at Mania.
Well, let's go with the parallel universe option, because I'm calling Lesnar to win against Reigns at Mania. Reigns going away, but let's flip it. Reigns goes over at Mania. Are they building up a McIntyre Reigns feud? Because that's what I keep reading that kind of, on and off. What do you think? You think on SmackDown that, or I mean, I guess if Roman's the unified champ, he's going to bounce back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. Who do you think legitimately are they going to put up against Reigns post Mania?
Seth Rollins.
Not McIntyre, because
not right now. Like, he still has that injury with his neck where they're still trying to evaluate everything. And right now, like, Seth is the person he's the go-to person. Like, I'm surprised that Seth Rollins doesn't have a big WrestleMania match this year. Like, Seth Rollins should be in the main event picture of WrestleMania.
Should be. I totally agree. I'm a huge Seth Rollins fan. I was really upset the way he lost to Roman. And they've kind of just like said, oh, let's forget all about that. And then we'll put that on the back burner. So maybe you're right. Maybe they set up for Rollins. Can Rollins go over Reigns? I mean, if anybody can go over on Reigns, I mean, Rollins would kind of be the perfect guy.
He would. And I'm surprised, like I said, I'm surprised that it's not happening now at at this WrestleMania. I'm surprised that they're doing, champion versus champion. It's like, what happens to all the other people that you have on this card, already? Because you look at the WrestleMania card right now, you have Roman versus Brock, champion versus champion. You have Bianca versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Champion. You have Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It looks like we're going to end up getting Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin at Mania. You're going to have The Miz and a mystery opponent versus the Mysterios at WrestleMania. I don't think I'm missing anybody else right now that.
Yeah, they've built up no big tag team feuds or anything.
I think we're probably gonna get the Viking Raiders versus the Usos at Mania, with the Viking Raiders winning. That's my prediction on that one. I think the Usos will lose the tag team titles at Mania.
Personally, I think they should scrap if they're going to go champion for champion and start unifying belts, they need to scrap the 2 brand tag team titles. I think they would make that a hell of a lot more interesting if they unified the tag team belts as well. Then you could have some interesting feuds back and forth, with guys on Raw, with guys on SmackDown. The Usos, to me, I'm not sure why they've held on to the belts this long. I mean, it's an obvious answer.
I mean, because they don't build their tag team division up. So
because to me, I don't think the Usos, if you're talking about all-time great tag teams, they're not in the conversation.
Really?
No.
I think they're a phenomenal tag team that will go down in history as being one of the best tag teams in WWE/WWF history.
I think that's maybe we need to dedicate a show to talk about that. I'm not in agreement with you on there, Papa Bear. I don't like the Usos. I don't think they're that great.
We'll definitely have a whole conversation.
It's only because they're part of the bloodline, and Roman Reigns is like, these guys got to hold on to the belts.
No way. Well, we can't get into this right now because we'll be here all day, and I
let's
can't be
bring
here
Toe.
all day.
We got to bring Toe in the mix. I want to bring. He could be the monkey wrench.
I cannot be on here all day. My wife would kill me. But that's so far our WrestleMania card,
right.
and
pretty lackluster. How the hell they're going to fill up 2 days with that?
I don't know. They have to add a. I think you still have people like Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Omos, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy. You still have Matt Cat Moss, Liv Morgan, Rena Ripley, Nikki Ash. That's 10 people who do not have matches at Mania.
Yeah, well, we need an Intercontinental match. We need a European match.
Yeah.
Did they throw the women's tag team championships in the garbage?
I don't know. That's another thing. Carmella and Zelina Vega, they don't have matches at WrestleMania either. I think we're gonna end up getting Johnny Knoxville versus
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn at Mania. I think they're gonna throw that in. I was reading a report before that Logan Paul's gonna be the mystery partner for the Miz.
That's garbage.
But we don't know. I mean, but going towards before, we were talking about the Elimination Chamber, and I said that I thought Doudrop was a breakout star in that match. She doesn't have a match either at WrestleMania. Yeah. And God, let's give it up for if you go back and watch that match. I don't know if you want to, but the men's Elimination Chamber match, Austin Theory. I've been a fan of Austin Theory since the Indies. If you was not a fan of Austin Theory going into this, you need to watch this Elimination Chamber match and just watch how he interacted with Brock Lesnar in this match. And if this didn't make you a fan of this guy and make you want to root for him a little bit more, then I don't know what else he needs to do in order to pull you in to the Austin Theory universe. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan of Austin Theory. When I had Jimmy Smith on the show a while back, he said he called Austin Theory saying this guy's going to be the breakout star of the year for WWE, for Raw and SmackDown. It's going to be Austin Theory's year. So, whether they throw a belt on him, I don't know. I like the kid. I think he's got a lot of potential. The whole gimmick with the taking the selfies and stuff, I think he needs to evolve away from that.
Right.
But he's talented. He's the kid is good in the ring. He's got charisma. He's talented. So I agree. I see big things for this guy.
Right.
Yeah. Austin Theory is going to be the next big star in WWE for sure. So real quick, the Elimination Chamber match, I caught a few highlights of it. Looked like it was a pretty short match.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, according to some reports, has actually been hurt for quite a while.
Yeah, he's been hurt since Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so that's the reason for him just not even being in the match. If you saw it, somebody got powerbombed through the glass, knocked him, Corey Graves really sold it. They sold it really well. Like, oh, maybe he hit his head on the bar or so. They were trying. It didn't look like that brutal of a bump. Mm-hmm. So they really sold it, the announcers. Seth Rollins was huge in this match, but as we all know the results. Brock Lesnar F5ing Austin Theory off of the top of the one of the chambers, which was fucking insane. I thought that was crazy. But yeah, you have your winner, new WWE champ, Brock Lesnar, where we got a champion versus champion at WrestleMania. You heard it here first. We got a little friendly wager. $50. I'm putting $50 on Lesnar to win it all. Papa Bear says, no, my friend.
I'm gonna make sure that I take your $50 and I'm gonna donate it to Give Kids the World is where your money's gonna go. Just so that you know, it's one of the charities that I deal with on a day-to-day basis.
If you're a Seinfeld fan, I'm gonna donate your $50 to the Human Fund. Because humans need money too.
I feel you.
But hey, man, I appreciate you coming on today.
No doubt.
I know you're tired. You're a little hungover maybe from a Sweet 16.
No, I'm not. And you know what? I only had one drink yesterday.
Damn.
Yeah, I was busy. I was busy like saying hi to people, and I was talking to my mom a lot of the time when she was there. And then I had to like drive back. It was a whole of a lot of things, you know. But I'm just tired from that alone. So I didn't even drink. But I'll probably have some drinks today.
There you go.
As the NBA All-Star game today. So
does anybody watch that anymore?
Yeah, of course. Me and my son, we're gonna watch it after. Matter of fact, after this, we're gonna. Well, he's eating right now, so I was gonna make him something to eat. So I'm probably gonna make my son something to eat. Watch the slam dunk 3-point contest and the skills challenge.
Nice.
And then wait for the All-Star game later tonight. Cook some steaks and
there you go.
Chill out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill out the rest of the day. But hey, thank you so much, Kenny. Kenny from the Call Up Podcast. Please check him out. He's on Instagram. He's on YouTube. He's on Facebook. He's everywhere. I heard he's on MySpace. I haven't found him on MySpace, but he's there somewhere. He's friends with Tom.
You know.
But hey, I'm your host, Tony Twist. This is ATW, All Things Wrestling Podcast. Coming up, we got AEW Revolution. We're not that excited for it, but hey, maybe they got some big things coming, as Tony Khan says. He's going to pull a rabbit out of a hat. I don't know. He's going to do a little dance at the beginning of Dynamite. Who knows what Tony Khan, the mastermind of AEW, is going to do next. But anyways, thank you for joining us. Happy Sunday. Check out Kenny on the Call Up Podcast. They do their Raw watch-alongs every Monday. So if you got 3 hours to kill, tune in tomorrow. Where at,
hang
Kenny?
out with us. Over on the yeah. So we do the Monday Night Raw watch-alongs every Monday starting at 7:30. We do news and rumors to kick off, and then we sit here for 3 hours and watch Monday Night Raw on YouTube. You can catch it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So whichever platform you decide to watch it on, just say hi. Come in. We treat everybody like family there. So once
don't come in and start talking trash.
Oh no! You come in and start talking trash, man. We're gonna get on you. We're definitely gonna highlight you. We don't shy you away or delete your message. We put you on the screen. We have a whole conversation about you. We did it last week to a couple of people that tried to talk shit on the streams, but we make sure it's a lot of fun though.
There you go. I was gonna say haters are welcome.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to come, you want to talk shit, by all means do so. That's the perfect place to do it.
Well, this is Sunday, and I'm out, and I'll see you next Sunday. Hit our music. Later.